The Sun is halfway through its 10 billion year life cycle. Mercury has almost no atmosphere, so its craters remain untouched for eons. Venus's clouds rain sulfuric acid, but it evaporates before reaching the ground. Earth is the densest planet in the solar system. Mars has the largest dust storms in the solar system. Jupiter's magnetosphere is so large, it would appear bigger than the moon in our sky if visible. Saturn's moon Enceladus sprays water into space through icy geysers. Uranus's moons are named after characters from Shakespeare and Pope. Neptune's magnetic field flips direction every few days. Pluto's orbit sometimes brings it closer to the Sun than Neptune. A year on Jupiter equals nearly 12 Earth years. The Kuiper Belt contains dwarf planets, comets, and icy debris. Earth's orbit wobbles slightly every 100,000 years, affecting ice ages. Our solar system travels around the Milky Way at 230 kilometers per second. The Milky Way and Andromeda will merge into Milkdromeda. Interstellar space begins where solar wind fades into galactic gas. Cosmic rays constantly pass through Earth's atmosphere. The Moon was likely formed by a collision with a Mars-sized body. Spacesuits have up to 14 layers of protective material. Astronauts lose about 1% of bone mass per month in orbit. The Sun's light takes just over 8 minutes to reach us. Solar storms can disrupt GPS and radio signals on Earth. A single coronal mass ejection can release 1 billion tons of plasma. The Sun's core fuses 620 million metric tons of hydrogen every second. Light travels 299,792 kilometers each second. The cosmic constant. Time slows for astronauts moving quickly relative to Earth. Gravity on Mars is 38% of Earth's. Jupiter's day lasts only 9.9 hours. Saturn's moon Titan has rivers and lakes made of methane. Neptune completes one orbit of the Sun every 165 years. Comets develop two tails, dust and gas. Meteor showers come from Earth-crossing comet debris trails. Earth's magnetosphere shields us from solar radiation. Auroras are strongest during solar maximum. The universe's expansion is accelerating, not slowing. Dark energy fills the space between galaxies. Some stars orbit each other so closely, they share an envelope. White dwarfs are the collapsed cores of sun-like stars. Supernova remnants seed galaxies with heavy elements. Black holes can merge, producing ripples in space-time. The fastest known star travels 8% the speed of light. Neutron stars can have mountains only millimeters tall due to immense gravity. There may be planets made entirely of diamond. A pulsar's beam can flash hundreds of times per second. Space is almost perfectly empty. 1 atom per cubic centimeter. The observable universe may hold 2 trillion galaxies. The farthest detected galaxy emitted light 13.5 billion years ago. The cosmic microwave background is 2.7 Kelvin, almost absolute zero. The universe is mostly invisible. 95% dark energy and dark matter. Some rogue planets drift through space without a star. Earth's magnetic poles have reversed hundreds of times. The planet's core is about as hot as the Sun's surface. Ocean tides move entire coastlines by centimeters daily. The highest waterfall, Angel Falls, drops nearly 1 kilometer. The Dead Sea is 10 times saltier than the ocean. Earth's rotation gradually slows due to tidal friction. The Pacific Plate is moving northwest at about 10 centimeters per year. Earthquakes release energy equivalent to thousands of atomic bombs. Volcanic ash can circle the globe within weeks. About 90% of volcanic activity occurs underwater. The Sahara Desert grows and shrinks with changing climate cycles. The Amazon rainforest produces its own rainfall. Antarctica doubles in size each winter as sea ice forms. Lightning hits Earth roughly 8 million times per day. Thunder is the rapid expansion of air from a lightning bolt. A rainbow's colors always appear in the same order. Fog can weigh as much as 100 tons over a small valley. The jet stream can move faster than 400 kilometers per hour. Ice crystals create halos and sundogs around the sun. Earth's crust contains about 1% of its total mass. The oldest oceanic crust is only 200 million years old. The oldest continental rocks are over 4 billion years old. Glaciers store nearly 70% of Earth's fresh water. Coral reefs cover less than 1% of the ocean floor, but host 25% of marine life. The Mariana Trench is deeper than Mount Everest is tall. Waves can travel thousands of kilometers without breaking. The average ocean depth is nearly 4 kilometers. The Arctic Ocean freezes for most of the year. Hurricanes derive their energy from warm seawater. Tornadoes can last from seconds to over an hour. Earth's atmosphere extends thousands of kilometers into space. Air pressure drops by half every 5.5 kilometers upward. Volcanoes release both carbon dioxide and water vapor. The ozone layer blocks 97% of harmful UV radiation. Permafrost covers about 15% of Earth's land surface. Methane is over 25 times more potent than CO2 as a greenhouse gas. Forests act as natural carbon sinks. Trees produce oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide simultaneously. Wildfires can generate lightning through rising ash. Icebergs can be older than recorded history. Desert sands can travel across oceans by wind. Rivers carry dissolved minerals to the sea continuously. Mountains erode into plains that may later rise again. Earthquakes can permanently shift landscapes. The Himalayas rise a few millimeters every year. Some caves form underwater as sea levels fall and rise. The color of seawater depends on plankton, sediment, and depth. Ocean salinity averages 3.5%. Bioluminescent plankton light up tropical shores at night. The atmosphere scatters blue light, making the sky blue. Sunsets appear red because light travels farther through air. The northern and southern lights mirror one another across hemispheres. Earth's gravity slightly varies with terrain. The equator experiences nearly 12 hours of sunlight year-round. The poles endure months of darkness followed by endless daylight. Seasons reverse between hemispheres. A total solar eclipse occurs somewhere on Earth every 18 months. Air currents distribute heat, linking all climates. Oceans regulate temperature more efficiently than land. Earth's life thrives within a narrow range of temperature and chemistry. Life exists from deep-sea vents to high mountain peaks. Extremophales survive in boiling acid and polar ice alike. DNA holds instructions for building every protein in the body. Cells reproduce through division, mitosis or meiosis. The average human has about 37 trillion cells. Red blood cells circulate for about 4 months before recycling. Neurons can fire up to 1,000 times per second. Your brain produces enough energy to power a small light bulb. The heart pumps roughly 7,500 liters of blood each day. The lungs have a total surface area of 70 square meters. Bones contain living tissue that constantly rebuilds. The cornea of the eye contains no blood vessels. Your sense of balance depends on fluid movement in the inner ear. Smell is the only sense that connects directly to emotion centers in the brain. Hair and nails are made of keratin. Fingernails grow faster than toenails. The stomach secretes acid strong enough to dissolve zinc. Skin is the body's largest organ. The immune system remembers every infection it defeats. The brain consumes about 20% of the body's oxygen. Atoms are mostly empty space surrounded by energy fields. Protons and neutrons are built from quarks. Electrons orbit probabilistically, not like planets. Quantum tunneling allows particles to cross barriers they shouldn't. Entropy always increases in closed systems. Temperature measures average kinetic energy of particles. Light travels slower in water than in air. Sound travels 4 times faster in water than air. Gravity bends the path of light. Gravitational lensing. Magnetic poles always exist in pairs, north and south. Energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. Friction converts motion into heat. Pressure increases with depth in liquids. Water expands by 9% when freezing. Ice melts under pressure. That's how skates glide. Helium becomes superfluid below 2 Kelvin. The color of metal depends on how its electrons reflect light. Plasma is the most common state of visible matter in the universe. The speed of sound increases with temperature. Newton's laws describe motion in classical mechanics. Relativity replaces them when speeds approach light. The universe has a maximum speed, light. Quantum entanglement links particles instantly, regardless of distance. Time slows down near strong gravitational fields. E equals mc squared links mass and energy directly. The sun's gravity keeps planets orbiting at perfect balance between fall and flight. Mercury experiences 176 Earth days between one sunrise and the next. Venus rotates backwards. The sun rises in its west and sets in its east. Earth's atmosphere leaks 90 tons of gas into space every day. The moon's dust smells like burnt gunpowder. Mars's Olympus Mons is 3 times taller than Everest. A Martian day, called a sol, is just 39 minutes longer than ours. Jupiter emits more heat than it receives from the sun. Saturn's rings are mostly ice, leftovers from shattered moons. Uranus was the first planet discovered with a telescope. Neptune was found by math before it was seen by eye. Pluto takes 248 Earth years to orbit the Sun once. Comets are icy archives of the solar system's birth. The asteroid belt could never form a planet. Jupiter's gravity prevents it. Each meteor you see is a grain of dust burning at 60 kilometers per second. The sun's light is already 30% stronger than it was when Earth formed. The solar system moves through the Milky Way at 828,000 kilometers per hour. Our galaxy's arms rotate once every 200 million years. The Milky Way hums faintly in radio frequencies. A supermassive black hole anchors almost every large galaxy. Sagittarius A star, our galaxy's core, weighs 4 million suns. The nearest black hole lies just 1,500 light-years away. Pulsars are cosmic lighthouses flashing faster than heartbeats. Gamma ray bursts outshine entire galaxies for seconds. Neutron stars are so dense their crust may be harder than diamond. Some stars orbit each other so closely they share an atmosphere. Red dwarfs outnumber all other stars combined. When stars die, their ashes form planets, rocks, and life. The universe contains roughly 2 trillion galaxies. There are likely more planets than stars. Space is expanding in every direction, faster with time. Cosmic microwave radiation whispers 13.8 billion years of history. Dark matter shapes galaxies, though it cannot be seen. The universe may be flat within 1 part in 10,000. Time flowed slower during the universe's dense youth. The farthest detected galaxy emitted its light 13.4 billion years ago. Space telescopes can see atmospheres of planets hundreds of light-years away. Astronauts experience 16 sunrises daily aboard the ISS. Their bones lose calcium twice as fast in microgravity. Space smells faintly like seared steak, from ionized atoms bonding on return. The edge of the heliosphere is where the sun's wind meets galactic space. Voyager 1 is already beyond that frontier, still sending whispers home. Mars once had rivers, deltas, and lakes deep as seas. Ice buried beneath Mars' poles could one day sustain explorers. Saturn rains diamonds under its crushing skies. Jupiter's auroras are 10,000 times brighter than Earth's. The sun vibrates like a drum, pulsing in sound waves trapped inside. Each galaxy cluster glows faintly in X-rays, a cosmic web of heat. Some stars wander between galaxies, pulled free by gravity. The night sky will someday go dark as distant galaxies drift beyond sight. Earth is the only known planet with both liquid water and active plate tectonics. The core of Earth spins slightly faster than the crust. Magnetic north drifts about 55 kilometers every year. The equator bulges 43 kilometers wider than pole-to-pole distance. The deepest humans have drilled, in Russia, reached 12 kilometers, less than 0.2% of Earth's radius. The continents move roughly as fast as fingernails grow. Earth's oceans hold 97% of all surface water. The Pacific covers 1/3 of the planet. The Atlantic grows wider by about 2.5 centimeters yearly. The Amazon discharges 20% of Earth's river water. Volcanoes release both destruction and new land. The Ring of Fire circles the Pacific with over 450 volcanoes. Iceland rises from the seam between two tectonic plates. The Andes are the world's longest continental mountain chain. Earthquakes can alter a day's length by microseconds. Lightning splits air into plasma hotter than the sun's surface. Each bolt carries about 1 billion joules of energy. Thunder travels roughly 340 meters per second. Hurricanes rotate opposite directions in each hemisphere. Tornadoes can throw objects over 100 meters away. Fog is simply a cloud that has touched the ground. Every snowflake begins as a speck of dust. 1 cubic meter of air can hold up to 30 grams of water vapor. Oceans emit dim natural radio waves. Coral reefs grow only in water warmer than 18 degrees Celsius. The Dead Sea is so salty that swimmers naturally float. The Sahara Desert once had rivers and hippos. Antarctica once supported rainforest 90 million years ago. Glacial ice traps tiny air bubbles from ancient atmospheres. The northern hemisphere tilts toward the sun in June. Summer begins. Earth's axis slowly wobbles in a 26,000-year cycle. The jet stream travels up to 400 kilometers per hour, high above clouds. Trees cool their surroundings by releasing water vapor. A single mature oak can host 500 insect species. Soil microbes produce most of Earth's natural antibiotics. Volcano ash can improve soil fertility for centuries. Wildfires renew forests by clearing undergrowth. Permafrost beneath Siberia locks away ancient carbon. Methane seeps from melting ice in the Arctic seabed. El Niño shifts rainfall across half the globe. Earth's atmosphere extends past the moon's orbit. High-altitude lightning, called sprites, flashes red above storms. The aurora australis mirrors the northern lights in the south. Earth absorbs only 70% of incoming sunlight. The rest reflects to space. Climate balance depends on that fragile percentage. Dust blown from deserts fertilizes ocean plankton. Icebergs hold trapped air older than the pyramids. Waves can cross entire oceans without losing identity. Some caves form drip by drip over millions of years. The deepest lake Baikal contains 1/5 of Earth's fresh water. Life likely began in hydrothermal vents beneath ancient seas. All life shares 20 amino acids written in the same genetic alphabet. Human DNA is 99.9% identical between individuals. You share 98% of genes with chimpanzees and 60% with bananas. Your brain processes signals faster than any computer circuit. The human heart begins beating just 3 weeks after conception. Each lung contains about 300 million alveoli. You inhale and exhale about 20,000 times per day. Blood makes a full circuit of your body in less than a minute. Your skin renews completely every 28 days. The stomach regenerates its lining every 3 days. Your skeleton replaces itself roughly every decade. Neurons communicate through tiny electrical pulses called action potentials. Your brain generates about 20 watts of electricity. Memory forms by strengthening connections between neurons. Smell bypasses the brain's relay centers. It reaches emotion directly. Tears have different compositions depending on why they're shed. Hair grows faster in summer than in winter. Bones are stronger than steel, weight for weight. Fingernails grow about 3 millimeters per month. Taste buds live about 10 days before renewal. The human body contains enough iron to forge a small nail. The gut contains more neurons than the spinal cord. Your microbiome affects your mood and immunity. Some bacteria can survive in boiling acid pools. Viruses outnumber living cells on Earth by 10 to 1. Plants breathe CO2 through pores called stomata. Trees can share nutrients via underground fungal networks. Some fungi glow green in the dark of forests. Algae in the oceans produce half of our planet's oxygen. The oldest living tree is over 4,800 years old. Seeds of date palms germinated after 2,000 years of dormancy. Sharks have been swimming Earth's oceans for over 400 million years. Jellyfish have no brains but can navigate complex environments. Octopuses taste with their arms. Dolphins give each other unique names in whistles. Elephants mourn their dead and revisit bones. Wolves coordinate hunts through subtle eye contact. Bats can hear frequencies up to 200,000 hertz. Bees can detect electromagnetic fields of flowers. Butterflies remember their caterpillar lives. Penguins use pebbles as gifts during courtship. Whales sleep vertically, one eye open. Frogs can freeze solid in winter and thaw alive. Crocodiles can hold their breath for 2 hours. The Arctic fox's fur changes color with the seasons. Some fish communicate with light pulses. Coral polyps build limestone skeletons 1 millimeter at a time. Plankton form the base of every ocean food chain. Fungi may cover more mass underground than any forest above. Atoms are 99.999999% empty space. Quantum mechanics governs the invisible world inside that emptiness. Light behaves as both wave and particle. Nothing with mass can reach the speed of light. The photon is the only particle without rest mass. Gravity is not a force, it's the curvature of space-time. Matter bends space. Space tells matter how to move. Neutrons decay into protons when free. Hydrogen makes up 75% of the visible universe. Helium makes stars stable and beautiful. Carbon forms more compounds than all other elements combined. Oxygen loves to bond. It fuels both life and fire. Nitrogen makes up 78% of Earth's air. Water expands when it freezes. That's why ice floats. Salt lowers the freezing point of water. Liquid nitrogen boils at -196 degrees Celsius. Diamonds form deep under pressure exceeding 700,000 atmospheres. Graphite and diamond are both pure carbon. Structure defines destiny. Superconductors conduct electricity without loss at near absolute zero. Lasers emit light perfectly in phase, pure order. Every atom vibrates. Temperature is simply motion made visible by math. Sound waves can move matter through resonance. Friction turns motion into warmth. Entropy's quiet tax. Pressure increases 1 atmosphere every 10 meters underwater. 1 cubic meter of air weighs 1.2 kilograms.